Somebody said the law of the stretch. You will never know what you're fully capable of doing until you're willing to stretch yourself to the limit. You will never know what you're fully capable of doing until you stretch yourself to the limit. Okay? Lessons from one of history's greatest achievers. You know Thomas Alva Edison? Incandescent light bulb. Okay, Thomas Alva Edison was not the one who invented the incandescent light bulb. He was the one who perfected it. There were many scientists who were experimenting with artificial light, and they were looking for the right filament that will burn brighter and longer. But most of the filaments that were, developed during his time burned too short and the light's not so bright. It was Thomas Alva Edison who perfected the development of electric light bulb. He finally found a filament that burned brighter than all the others and longer. And thanks to Thomas Alva Edison, we now have artificial light in the night. Without him, we won't have this, right? So are we thankful for his perseverance? Okay. He also was the one who developed the phonograph, right? Now we don't have phonographs now. We have CDs, right? But he was the one who invented the phonograph. Another thing, we won't have movie houses today without Thomas Alva Edison because he was the one who invented the motion picture camera. Thomas Alva Edison had more than 1,000 patented inventions. More than 1,000. He's a genius, okay? He actually started the technological revolution that we know today. And the interesting thing, Thomas Alva Edison succeeded in doing this despite his hearing impairment. While he was a child, he went through scarlet fever, and he had an accident that affected his hearing. By the time he was a teenager, he was almost totally deaf. And so by the time he has been inventing and developing these technological things that brought us to the technological revolution of our days, he was already almost totally deaf. But in spite of the handicap, it did not stop him from becoming one of the world's greatest inventors, right? How many of you have a handicap in your life that you feel is going to limit you from fulfilling your dreams in life? Anybody with handicaps here? Okay, good. Well, this is one man with a handicap. His handicap, he did not allow it to limit what he can do. Okay? It could have made him feel like a failure. If you're totally deaf, what can I do in the world? Well, this almost deaf person contributed so much to modern life that without his perseverance, we would not be where we are. He experienced 1,000 failed experiments before he finally discovered the right filament for the incandescent light bulb. Okay? During his 200th failure, a fellow scientist visited him and asked him, Mr. Edison, you have failed 200 times in this theory of yours of finding a filament that will burn brighter and longer. Aren't you giving up? I mean, you failed 200 times. To that, Thomas Alva Edison gave his famous reply. He said, I do not call that failure. I call that education. I discovered 200 things that do not work. One day, I will discover the one that will work.